Hello, hello. Welcome to Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie. I'm Julie Davison, and this is my mother, Susan LaCroix. We are so excited that you are joining us for this week's episode. It is Sunday, October 15th. I had to look and check. And oh my gosh, it's already like the middle of October. Uh, just as always, the days are flying by, and it's almost Christmas time. It's so crazy. Last time I think you had a count for us. Do you know how many days until Christmas?
No, it was something that somebody had said, I think, in a video I was watching, that there was 5 or 6 more paychecks till Christmas. And I just, oh no.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. Well, it depends how often you get paid. Some people get paid once a month.
Yes, that's true.
So there might be 2 or 3 paychecks.
So I guess the question is, have you started your Christmas shopping?
No. Have you?
No, I never start that early. I certainly have been thinking about, though, what I want to get for the kids. I feel like as they get older, they're just harder to shop for. And just kind of thinking about, yeah, I know you can't go wrong with money. But with Christmas, I give them money a lot for their birthday now. But for Christmas, I just feel like,
Well, you have a very interesting, and I wish this
yeah.
thought would have been around when you guys were growing up. Why don't you just quickly share what you do for the kids? And I think Amy does pretty much the same thing.
So it got to the point when they were a little bit younger, I just felt like they were getting so many gifts, like from extended family and from us. And it just felt like so much. And it was so overwhelming trying to balance everything with the 4 kids. And so we simplified gift giving, and it really has just made it so much more enjoyable for me. For shopping, and I think for them as well. So we do a Santa gift, and so that is from Santa, not from us. But then, in addition to the Santa gift, the gifts that they get from us is there are 4 gifts. So we do something they want, something they need, something to wear, and something to read. And so in those categories, we pick out 4 gifts for each kid, and they still get other stuff that they want, right? That's still coming from grandparents and aunts and uncles and other family members. They're still getting plenty for Christmas. But this just helps sort of streamline our gift giving, and it just, like I said, it makes it so much more enjoyable for me to feel like I can balance it that way. And there are times when like somebody's need costs more than somebody else's, but it's usually balanced by somebody's, want or wear costing more. So like it all works out in the end, but it has made gift giving so much more enjoyable. So some years we will print out the tags, right? This is something, something you need, Thomas, something you want, Claire, something to read, Elise, something to wear, Anna, and so yeah, that's what we do for Christmas. And then we can just really focus on what you're supposed to focus on for Christmas, all the other gifts that aren't under the tree.
And things like baking cookies and um, making and sending Christmas cards. That's
For
a big.
Yes, for us, Christmas is all about time with family. So we do enjoy all those things, baking cookies together, watching movies together, singing, decorating, like just playing games, spending time. We love that most about Christmas. If we didn't do any gifts under the tree, we would still all be perfectly happy. And just all the things and the time all the things we do together and the time that we spend together. And I think all of my children will be so fulfilled with just that simple thing. And especially with Claire being away at school right now, I think this Christmas season is going to be even more special to have her home for an extended period of time and to have some extra time with her. So we're just going to be soaking it all in.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Christmas,
Yes.
we're going to share something with you that I really like this. And this is the first time I even got it out and played with it.
Oh, really?
It is because I've been just doing so many other things with other things. And so as I was playing with this, I thought, oh man, I got to work with this more. All right. So it's from the mini catalog, and I'm going to slide my chair over. So give me one little second here. It's on pages 28 and 29. And this is something, I don't know if Stampin' Up calls this, but I sure do. It's a mega suite.
Yes. I don't know. I think they do have a word for it. Maybe mega sweet might be it, but yeah,
Yeah.
like it's I always forget about these jumbo mega sweets.
Yeah. Yeah. So it comes with, so I mean, here's some beautiful samples, right? Oh, Lord.
Mm,
And over here, we have the Joy of Noel bundle, and we also have the Christmas Classics bundle. We have some loose holly gems and sequins, some black and very vanilla large checked ribbon, and we have 2 different kinds of designer series paper. So the colors in this suite are cherry cobbler, real red, old olive, shaded spruce, pecan pie, and pebbled path. So a lot of it is some of our traditional colors.
yes.
We have other suites that aren't traditional colors, and we'll certainly be sharing those with you as well. But this is where you can find this suite, and you can get the whole thing over here. So under one number, except I'm sorry, right now the loose gems are unavailable for a few weeks.
Yes. So that does make when one component is missing, it does make the item number for the whole suite also say that it's not available, but there's not a discount when you buy when you buy the suite, the only discount is the bundles. And so if something is missing, like the loose sequin gems, you can still get everything else individually, and you're not missing out on any discounts. So
Nope.
don't let that stop you from
Correct.
enjoying all the other things. At the time of filming this video, the designer papers are all back in stock, and the dies in the bundle and almost everything except those sequins.
Yes, the only thing that's not available. Okay, so let's start with the first bundle, Joy of Noel. It is a photopolymer stamp set. There are 12 stamps, and we have Joyous, Making Spirits Bright, and Noel, along with some of these other images and background images and loose holly leaves and just all kinds of fun stuff. And then the dies are the Joy of Noel dies. And there are 10 dies in this. And we have, it cuts out the Noel, it cuts out a lot of different images, some stamped, some not. So this is a nice bundle. I really like this. And I almost bypassed this. I almost didn't get it. And Julie's like, I can't believe you're not going to get this. So then I took another. Oh, yeah, I want it all. The second bundle is also a photopolymer stamp set. It's called Christmas Classics. There are 15 stamps, and there are primarily greetings. So you can make this Happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Christmas wishes, Happy Christmas wishes, Happy Holidays. I mean, you could just mix and match the sentiments. And then this one is the dies that go with it. I love this frame. Julie, I think you're using it, right?
I am, yes. So
Right.
I didn't get the first set of dies. I only got the stamp set out of that first bundle, but this one, these dies, oh my gosh, they're so amazing. Like
They
you said, this
really,
one's
really are.
mostly words, but the detail in these dies is gorgeous.
Absolutely. So it's a set of 13 dies. And they're so big, I had to use 2 magnet sheets. So those are the bundles. Now let's look at this gorgeous paper. All right. So put this aside. So this one is, oh dear, I closed my catalog. This is like a specialty paper. Julie, do you have your paper handy or your catalog handy real quick?
Oh, to look at the name.
Name. Yeah, because I
Um, hold on, sorry. I It is called Joyful.
Joyful. Okay, so
Yeah.
it's one-sided. The other side is white. So this one has like gold foil holly in here with the red berries, and then this one is musical notes on. This is cherry cobbler with gold music notes, and I usually try to find out what the song this is. And I don't,
Oh, I forget they do that.
yeah, yeah. And then this gold foil wood grained. And then this one, I almost think this one's my favorite. It is spruce, shaded spruce with gold kind of checks.
Mm-hmm.
So you get 2 of each sheet in the pack. Then this one, you get 6, well, you get 12 different designs. You get 6 on one side, 6 on the other. And this one is called, Julie,
Joy of Christmas.
Joyous Christmas. Okay, so
Joy
this
of Christmas.
Joy of, thank you. So this one's probably my favorite, and it's got lots of different greens in here. So any green you pair it with will be good. And real red and cherry cobbler are the reds. So this one, oh, this is, I'm sorry, I don't want to make you dizzy. This one is Pebbled Path, and it's got music notes as well. It's probably the same music, I would guess. And that's upside down. I can tell by the staff. Okay. This guy is all red leaves and berries. And the flip side of this is just some shaded spruce. And it's very faint. And I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it looks like there are some lighter images of the holly leaves. So
Oh, yeah.
a great background stamp. And this one is got some checks, red, and I believe that's Pebble Path. And I want to say that this is real red.
Yep. Real red and cherry cobbler.
And then some wood grained, and again, very faintly. Can you see the musical notes in there?
Oh, yeah.
And so this is pecan pie. And then this one is just leaves all over in the different shades of green. Very pretty. Again, this would be a good background stamp. And then this is cherry cobbler. And I think this is, I'm not sure what the pattern is, leaves maybe, or just some all over fun stuff. And these are all 12 by 12, both packs. This is another favorite of mine because it's got the some pine cones in here. If you can see those, and some poinsettias along with the berries and some ferns and some leaves, and just really pretty. And then the flip side of this is wood grained, pebbled path. No musical notes on this. So that's lovely. And then some shaded spruce checks with, again, pecan pie wood grained. Isn't that beautiful? I love this.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
So that is the designer series paper, but wait, there's more. We have this very vanilla and black checked ribbon. So it looks a lot like our gingham ribbon, but it's a bigger check, and it's got the very vanilla in there. So fun, I was thinking about all kinds of things to do with this ribbon. And of course, if you want different colors, you can always get the blends out and just run it a dark color blend, I would recommend, rather than the lighter. And then when it dries, it'll be perfect to coordinate. And then, and this is the thing that is not available right now, are these loose sequins. And there are holly leaves and berries. There's musical notes. It's just, they're beautiful. These would be great for shaker cards, or you can do what I'm going to do on my project. And I picked out some of the red berries for my project. So because they're sitting in the top of this, I'm going to move this off my field so I don't spill them.
So those are all loose, right? And there's no adhesive on the back.
Nope, there is no adhesive on the back. So Julie, are you ready to share your project?
I think so. Yes. I was scrambling because I couldn't find one of my samples, and so I was gluing down a new one. And I think I am ready.
Huh?
Let's flip it over here. So I'm really excited. This is one of my favorite Christmas sweets in the catalog because it is just so traditional. Here's the card I was putting together. And I had these pieces. I know I had these pieces pre-cut, and so I was just trying to glue it. The thing I wanted to show you really quick though was this label punch. I wanted to use it, but I just couldn't get it quite figured out with the square one that I wanted to use. So what I ended up doing was cutting it in half, like this. And then I tucked it under the designer paper. So
Oh,
it's very
nice.
subtle. It's hard to see on camera, but it's really elegant in person to have just the color on color with that detailed die cut under there. And then I just added some of the pastel sequins that have some gold in there for the embellishments. So I'm using the same paper pattern. I believe mom is as well. It is truly my favorite paper of the of the whole package. I think just because it's got the red and the green together, the classic Christmas. Today's card is inspired by this gorgeous card that I received from Linda Vanderspool. And at first, when I got it, I thought that it was like a diagonal easel card, but I realized that it opens with this little twist into a full length card like that. So I'm going to call this I don't know, a twist top card, a top
There
twist, a
you go.
top twist. So we're gonna break it down. It is just a regular 4 1/4 by 11-inch piece of cardstock. So that's just a half a sheet of cardstock. And we're gonna start by doing our fancy little score. So the card is sort of looks like a bookbinding card. We have a little 1 1/4 inch segment here, and then the 4 1/4 square. And so we're gonna use a pencil and we're gonna make a little mark on our cardstock. So I'm gonna line up the score line with 1 1/4, and so on this side it's 1 1/4, and on the other side it's 4 1/4, because 1 1/4 and 4 1/4 together make 5 1/2. So I'm going to add a little tick right there with my pencil. And that is measuring 1 1/4 from the score line, 4 1/4 from the side. And then we're going to take and we're going to score from that line to the opposite corner. So we're going to score diagonally, lining up that dot and the corner. And we're using the light colored blade to do that. We're going to score diagonally. And so then you can erase your pencil mark, but I don't know what happened to my pencil, so I guess I'm not going to erase my pencil mark. Maybe my little adhesive eraser will do here. Oops. Okay. So that's all I need the paper trimmer for. Let me tell you the other measurements that we have, because this card, besides that score line, this card is pretty straightforward. So I've got another piece that's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. And so this is going to glue onto, it's going to glue onto the card. And it's going to be the part that twists. So we're doing 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, the same color as the card base. And then I have a piece that's 3 7/8 inch by 3 7/8 inch. This is the vellum. And I just wanted something to break up the die cut and the red cardstock. So I die cut that gorgeous die, the square die, using shaded spruce. And so it's going to layer over the vellum. And again, just to kind of break that up so that it's not so stark. I tried white and it was too much. So those are going to layer there. And then I've got two pieces that are 1 inch by 4 1/4. And one of them is going to go on the side here, and the other one's going to go on the inside. So I was choosing my colors from that designer paper. I die cut a little square piece. It's got the little corners chopped off. This is a die in that set, in the Christmas classic dies. And so that's going to go right in the middle there. And then for the inside of the card, I am going to layer my white piece. So I've got 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then it's going to layer unshaded spruce. That's 4 inches by 5 1/4. So we're going to do our stamping first, and then we're going to put this card together. And I'm going to bring in, I had some grid paper. Here it is. I got a little messy. We're going to do some coloring.
You
Uh,
usually don't layer your inside piece.
I know, but this card, because it opens up and you see the whole thing. I just felt like it needed another little pop of green on the bottom. You'll see when it comes together.
Mm. Oh,
Um,
fine with that. I think it's great.
You're right, though. I usually don't. Oh, I was going to do deck the halls on this card. So let me get out that one. Deck the halls in this square. There are several options that will fit the square for the center of the die cut. Deck the halls being one of them. Peace on Earth is the other. And then I am going to stamp on this piece. What did I decide? I did several different variations. I believe I decided to do dark green shaded spruce, tidings of comfort and joy. And then I'm going to use the holly from that same stamp set, the what is it? Classic Christmas Classics. And I'm going to stamp in shaded spruce ink and kind of just turning it there. So I've got 3 leaves, 2, and then 3, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And then I'm going to add some berries with the real red, which is the same color as my card base. A little down there as well. Maybe some on the side, just kind of fill that in. And I really love this sort of watercolor look of the designer paper. And I was talking to Mom before we filmed this video. I was having a hard time because there's 3 different greens in this paper, and I think they're just all muddled and blended together. Garden green, old olive, and shaded spruce. And so what I decided to do was stamp in shaded spruce and then take some old olive and do some watercoloring. And so I did a little squeeze and then I open it up and I get that ink that pools there on the ink pad lid. So I'm going to take my water painter and I just filled this up. I'm going to squeeze a little water out and I want to really get a lot of water. I don't want this to be too dark. And so you have to be careful because the shaded spruce is a water-based ink. If I dwell too long, I'm going to cause that shaded spruce ink to also kind of blend in, which is not a big deal because we do want to kind of blend those colors together. But I don't want there to be a lot of, muddling. So I'm going to just kind of be quick and just lay down some quick color here with the old olive. And so I think the result that you get is, and it's very messy. I didn't stick to the lines at all, but I think it kind of mimics the paper.
I agree. Very nice.
So that is the inside, and I'm noticing, a little bit of ink, probably transferred from my hands right here on the white. I'm just going to see if I can just get that off really quick. Okay, so it's time to put our card together. I am going to start with some simple layering. We're going to add this piece to the inside. And
that dries really fast.
I really tried not to use a lot of water. I tried to just be really kind of light-handed with it because, like I said, I didn't want it to really muddle that shaded spruce. And you can kind of see like in the middle where it does,
Mm-hmm.
but if you don't use a lot of water, then it won't be too bad on there. Okay, so um
I'm wondering what you're going to do with that piece of designer series paper.
yeah, I'm so sorry. I had to mute myself for a second. So I'm going to put one here just inside the fold, and the other one is going to go on the other side just inside the
Oh,
fold. And so this will make more sense when we get the main element on. And I guess I could have started with that, but we're going to layer all these pieces together. So I'm going to do um, regular adhesive to put the white onto the green. And then I am going to, oh, no. I know what I was going to do. I meant to add the ribbon here. Um, okay, sorry. We're gonna add some ribbon under that piece. This one gets regular adhesive onto the vellum. And then the vellum, I was looking at it and I was like, where was I gonna put the ribbon? Ah, under that piece I'm gluing down right now. Okay, so then this goes right here. And it's going to attach to the card here. But first, we're going to add our ribbon. So I brought in some of the ribbon pack. It's a red and garden green ribbon. And so I'm just going to do like a little back and forth. I don't know if there's a name for back and forth ribbon.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Loops. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to have this be, usually I do a little like tear and tape, but I already put adhesive back there. So I think we're probably good just to use the adhesive that's already on there. How's that?
Oh, pretty. Very pretty.
Yes, I just wanted to add just like a little bit. I'm still going to do my tear and tape.
Yeah.
Um, I wanted to bring the red back into that focal point because there's so much green with the die cut. And I really felt like this was kind of a good way to do it. So I'm going to add this now with Stampin' Dimensionals because we have a little bulk with the
ribbon.
with the ribbon. Yep. And so this is going to go right in the center. Like so. Angle that just a little. And then this piece is going to go on the card and it's going to open up like this. So we want to make sure that the adhesive is only going on this bottom square. And so I'm going to put the adhesive exactly there so that there is no question of, am I in the right place? And because my square that's going on top of it is 4 1/4 and 4 1/4, it is going to fill that entire, it's going to go edge to edge here. So I don't need to worry about, not going too close to the edge. So I'm going to come all the way into the corner with my adhesive. I chose tear and tape here because we do have such a big layer and it is going to move. I don't want it to pop off at all. So when I'm putting this on the card, I want to make sure that all my corners, that the edges are lined up. So I'm going to kind of put it onto the table to keep it nice and straight and then put it, match it up to the sides. I'm going to open it up and just kind of give it a good little back massage to make sure all that adhesive is sticking to the card. So here is our card, Deck the Halls. And then you open it up.
Oh, I love it.
Do you think it needs bling?
Oh, always.
I was trying to think of what kind of bling. And I really do think some of those berries, like you were talking about, some of those berries would be good, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Or oh, the music notes. I don't know. So in the loose sequence, we've got music notes and leaves and gems.
Well, Deck the Halls is a popular song, so you could go with some music notes.
Do I just add like just a couple?
Sure.
Well, I'll have to add some embellishments here while you're doing your card. I don't want you to watch me painfully figure out what I'm doing. So let's go ahead and flip the camera over. Let me show you one more time. I think it's such a fun card. And it's not that hard. The hardest part is just that score line at the beginning and figuring out where that goes. So, all right, let's get you switched over, Mom, and you can share your card. Here we go.
Okay, so I have Julie just knocked it out of the park. Mine is quite simple and I think and easy. So my card base, like Julie's, is real red, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. I have a piece of basic white, 5.25 by 4 inches. I have a piece of the designer series paper that we're both using, which is 5 inches by 3.75. And then I have some of the other, this is from the other paper pack. So I'm using paper from both. This is 1.25 by 1.25 inch squares, and you want 4 of them. And then these are going to be matted on some basic white, which is 1.5 by 1.5. So you'll also need 4 of those. So while I was doing my prep work, I took some gold foil paper and die cut out the Noel. And that's going to go on these pieces here. I'm going to move my little poly gems over here. I'm also using red ribbon, and this came from the it was a pack with some burlap, I believe. A more
Oh,
neutral.
maybe that's where my ribbon came from. I bet it is.
Yeah. So I'm using the same ribbon that Julie did too. We didn't know, we didn't compare all the time with us. So I'm going to take some, well, my glue is stuck in here. Wow, I'll have to clean that out. But I'm going to tell you right now, you want just dot, dot, dot. You want this, you don't need a lot, or you're going to have glue squishing out on you. Okay. So we'll start with the end. And just, dots. This was upside down, so it's just a little bit. And this is upside down here, so we want this. So if you're wondering how to put your N, I'm crooked, is this piece kind of juts up to the top left. So that's where you want to put that one. And then we're going to do our O. And again, you want just a little bit. You sure don't need a lot. I've been watching how my customers use glue and which ones they use. I have some who won't touch the liquid glue because they just make a mess. And some, prefer the liquid glue over the seal. So it's
That's me. I make a mess.
So it is, it's personal preference all the way down the line. And you, of course, do have to hold it for a second just so that it catches. Okay, that's way too much. There you go. And then we're going to put those pieces on our basic white squares. And I think, going to try it with the seal.
You're going to make me want these letter dies.
Yeah, I am.
Does it die cut the stamp as well?
I do believe it does. I thought
Okay.
I was going to die cut it, that it was going to be all together in one image. I didn't really realize, I guess, that they cut out each letter individually.
Oh.
Because I thought I really would like these individual, but I'll work with this. And then they came out individual. So it was like, no.
I love it when it works out like that.
Yeah, you know what? I need to cap this before I mess it all up. Here's the E, and let's do the L. Oh, back here. All right, so now we have our Noel on here. And this is going to be for the inside, so we'll stamp that in just a minute. Well, actually, let's do that now because I have to do something else with this. All right. Excuse me while I change my mind. So I'm using Real Red and Shaded Spruce ink. And I'm going to put this little fur piece or this little guy. Oh, where's my grid paper? Off in this corner. And I'm done with this. Oh, all my little Post-it notes are flying all over the place. So what I did with I'm using Merry Christmas in Real Red. And what I did was I laid down my stamps and put them on the same block. So I don't have to try to individually stamp these images. So I'm just going to come in here. I'm going to make sure I have enough ink here. And then just put this, line it up straight through them. I think I've shared how I used to stamp, but I didn't use grid paper. I just used some plain white paper and it was crooked and I couldn't figure out why it was so crooked. And then I realized that I was turning my head. And so I was stamping it that way. So I got some grid paper and it fixed me. All right, I'm going to wash the ink off my fingers before I transfer it onto my card. All right, so this is going to go on the inside. So let's go ahead and put that in. I'm going to get these out of my way. We're done with the ink, so that's going to go there. And I'm talking to myself again.
I had to mute because my computer said low battery.
Oh
I
no.
had to do a scramble and go get the charge cord and get it plugged in. And then I started talking when you were talking about the grid paper, and I realized you couldn't hear me. I was asking you when you are using the grid paper, what is it that you use to line up? Are you lining up like the edges of the block with the grid lines to make sure you're straight, or how do you use the grid paper to stamp straighter?
I line up the edges so that they're straight. And then I line up the stamp to go with that.
Okay.
Now it's not always successful. So, but that's okay.
No, that's a good tip. I like that.
Yep. So I'm going to do a faux bow in this corner. Just because I can. So this is going to go on the bottom of this. And so I'm going to flip it over to keep it straight. Do you do faux bows anymore, Julie?
I really don't. I usually will just put a bow on without that bottom strip. You know what I mean? So I just do the bow and not the wrap around, or I just do actually wrap it around and tie it.
I was going to do that, and then I thought, no, I'm not. I'm gonna just do the faux bow.
Well, it saves ribbon to do it this way, and it is a lot easier to get it straight exactly how you want it.
Yep. So I'm putting this on now. And then I'm going to cut another little piece of this. And I'm just going to tuck it under there. And tie it. All right. Now for our Noel. You can probably guess what I'm going to do with it. Yeah, no, it's this way. No, it's this way. My little thing, edging it out. So I'm going to put these on here, like so. But straight, right? All right. And I'm going to use dimensionals to put those on with. I'm done with the ribbon. Done with the seal. I'm going to put one in each corner. I debated about using dimensionals, but I decided it needed the.
Yeah, I like it.
All right, I think that's on straight. I really do love the dies that go with this whole suite. I think I'm going to do something for our director of music with some of the notes paper.
Yes.
And I might even do the card you just demonstrated for him.
There you go.
Okay. Unless he's watching this video. All right. I can guarantee you he's not. All right. So I'm bringing out these little gems, and I went ahead and pulled 4 of them out. And I'm going to put them on different spots. So just a little dot. Let's see if I can do this without the putty, because apparently not.
Oh,
Only because it's just they stick.
I know. It's so hard with the glue. I got my take your pick out tool as well. I'll show you when we show off our final cards what I ended up doing for the embellishment.
Okay.
But I needed the putty. I needed the putty end, no doubt.
Yeah. Yeah. So the teeniest, tiniest little dot. All right. So I'm going to do the L here. All right. Come on. Flip over. And then I want to decide where I want the other one, because I did that one here, that one down there, this one here. So maybe this one, you think right here? Yeah, I think I like that.
Looks good.
All right. Believe it or not, this is done.
There is some autofocus issues with this camera, I will just acknowledge. I don't know if it has to do with the phone stand. I know you just switched back to the phone stand. I don't remember.
I think it is the phone stand, because I didn't have that much autofocusing issue with the old one, which really doesn't work well anymore. And it was new.
Well,
So
your card is lovely and it's crystal clear right now.
excellent. And so again, the inside is this.
Oh, so lovely.
All right, Julie, are you ready to go back to your desktop?
No, it's a hot mess. We'll just show off our cards together
Oh,
and I'll zoom in there.
sounds like a plan.
Oh, I love this paper. I love the Joy of Christmas
Yeah.
suite. They're traditional colors. Here's what I did. We zoom in so you can see I
Oh,
added some of the leaves with one of the red gems
that is
from the
perfect.
loose sequins.
Very nice. I love it. Well, if this is getting me in the Christmas spirit.
I was just gonna say the same thing. Like, I'm ready to listen to some Christmas carols. I am feeling in the mood to put up the tree. I don't care if it's the middle of October. Maybe it's too early.
Yeah.
Last year, I
This
remember
is
our neighbor behind us and then over one. Seriously, like either the night of Halloween or the next night, their tree was up, and like I could see because the lights were on in the back window, and they had it up for a solid like 3 months. It seemed
um,
like, oh my gosh. Secretly,
it's
I was like, okay, it's a little early, but I also sort of enjoyed it. Not gonna lie.
Oh, we haven't even talked about Christmas plans. I have no idea what anybody's doing for Christmas. I really don't.
I know. It feels like so far away, but it's really not. Like it's coming really quick. So we should talk about that.
Well, thank you
Oh,
so much for tuning in and
yes.
watching us. And I hope this has put you in the Christmas spirit at least a little bit.
Yes.
And tell us what you think, because I love these projects this week.
I
And this
do
is
too. We've
fun.
been sort of delaying a lot of these sweets. We've been sharing bundles and we've been doing other products, but we've kind of been putting off the sweets because the designer papers have been out and a lot of the embellishments and things have been out. But now that everything's coming back, we are just jumping in. So this is just the first of several sweets we're going to be highlighting from the new mini catalog
Great.
in the coming weeks. So leave a comment and let us know, what are you excited to see us share in the coming videos. We can't wait to show you all of that.
Absolutely. So until next Sunday, Stamping with Susan and Julie, have a wonderful week, everybody.
Bye.
Love you.
Thanks for watching. Love you too, Mom.